Our postcard today is from the Burren in County Clare. It might look inhospitable, but you're in for a bit of a surprise. Now, you've brought me here, Mary Angela, to what can only be described as a lunar landscape. What exactly is this?
This is the wonderful Burren, which is in northwest County Clare. And it's called Burren. The word means rocky place. And as you can see, it is all rock. And actually, that rock is an ancient seabed that has suffered terribly from a glaciation that occurred quite recently, only about 10,000 years ago.
That recent?
That recent. So recent, in fact, that soil has not colonized the area as yet. And when the ice came in, it came into a much warmer climate, which we had. Of course, the ice started to melt. It got an awful shock. It started to melt and scoured away the surface soil and dropped that soil occasionally here and there. And so that is why in the Burren area you have all of this exposed limestone, and then occasionally you have a magnificent green, verdant, lush valley.
And I plumped myself down on what I thought was a piece of old stone. And you said, you're sitting on an old fossil. And I thought, an old fossil on an old fossil. I mean, is this what this is made of?
This is
all old fossils?
All old fossils. In actual fact, as I say, it's an ancient seabed, meaning that when all of this area was a warm, shallow, muddy, slimy sea teeming with life, like all life, as it died, it dropped onto the sea floor and it built up there in horizontal beds of both plants and animals. And then when eventually this landscape suffered an uplift, a few things happened. One, there was a certain amount of squeezing and stretching. You can see the stretch marks, which are those joints, those tram tracks of joints or fissures. Yes. And the crust, if you like, of the rock broke. But the rock is a compression of the fossilized remains of plants and animals when this was a sea.
So come with me and let's just walk along here, and then you can see more of these tram lines which go up there, don't they?
Yes, they do.
And I can begin to see that now.
You begin
and all
to
over
see
there.
It.
So just there, can you see everyone?
They run roughly north-south. Now there's a secondary formation going east-west, but it's not as well developed.
Now how big is the Burren?
Give or take
far up there
about 450 square miles.
Gosh, is that big?
Yes, some think it's a botanic garden, which of course it is, because it's quite remarkable for the plants that grow here, but in size about 450 square miles.
Goodness, and this is just the edge?
We're at the very edge. We're just at the very edge.
And it goes on and on and on and on.
It goes northward to County Galway and eastward over to Gort, also in County Galway.
Now, is it completely barren, the Burren? Or are there villages? Are there people living on it?
There are villages, there are people, and although it looks barren and bare, in actual fact, it's a very, very valuable agricultural grazing land, because the farmers in this area practice transhumance farming inversely, meaning that farmers here put their cattle right up on the hills for the winter. There's no housing at all, because the limestones, the warmth in the limestones rises. So the ground temperatures on the hills is much higher than at sea level in the winter.
Do you know, this is absolutely fascinating. Mary Angela Keane, what would I have done without you on the Burren?
Well, I live here, Russell. It's very easy when that happens.
Ignorance is bliss in my case until now. Knowledge is power. Thank you.
No.
We feel like Jack and Jill, look.
We are, yes.